Hello everyone and welcome to another new video and continuing with the financial education series. I hope you like my earlier video of investing.com. Now let's get into the finer details. So today I'll be covering candlestick analysis, the first part of the candlestick analysis video. But before I can proceed, I would request you to kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done yet, and please do not forget to press the bell icon. Besides that, you're going to find two links, the WhatsApp and the Telegram. Make sure that you join either of the two or both so that you can get instant alerts whenever a new video pops in. Last but not the least, the disclaimer, please take your time to read it. I'm not a financial advisor. As such, you're requested to kindly do your own due diligence before making any investments. So let's proceed to the candlestick analysis. Now, for people who have never ever probably heard of candlestick, this is what a candlestick look like. The very name candlestick comes because it is in the shape of a candle, and you can see a small kind of a wick wherein normally we burn it over here. So candlestick forms a very important part of your technical analysis whenever you're trying to evaluate any stock, a crypto or a forex thing. Now within candles there are basically two core kind of candles. One is a bullish candle. Normally a bullish candle would be typically in green color. In earlier times wherein it was monochrome, you had black and white candles, so a bullish candle would have been white. And this is the upper wick or the shadow. Then this is the body, and this is the lower wick or the body. And the direction, whenever there is a bullish candle, the direction of the stock or the any particular entity is upwards, so the price is going to move upwards. The bearish candle is almost looks wise is the same in this particular case, but you will see the major difference that it is red in color. And as I told you, a bullish candle, you will be seeing it green, or in some cases you will see it as a white, and the bearish red or black. So again, you can see over here, this is the upper wick, this is the body, and this is the lower wick shadow. Now what exactly is this and how the prices, where it opens, where it closes, I'm going to show you in the next slide. So before we can proceed, the last important point in this particular slide is that you can see whenever a bullish candle comes in, the price will go upwards, that is, the price will rise. And whenever you have a bearish candle, the price is going to move down. So you can see an arrow pointing down over here and a arrow going up over here. Next is the prices, the open, the close, how to identify where it opens, where it closes. So in case of a bullish candle, this is a bullish candle again. This is where the prices open. What do you mean over here is, supposing we are talking of an exchange, let's talk of an Indian exchange, for example. It works 5 days a week, and typically around 9:30 the exchange opens. So this is the price when it has opened. Then this is the price at the end of the day, around 3:30 it closes. So this will be the price at close. This is the high and this is the low. So just to give an example, let's consider a case of gold. Now imagine gold started at say 50,000 in the morning. It opened at 50,000. It went to an all-time high based on, there were buyers who were bullish about it. There were many buyers. It went to say around 52 over here. Then people started booking profit. A result, the price started moving down. It came to less than the open price, say around 49,000 over here. And finally, because people found it cheap over here, people started buying again, and again the price started rallying and it moved upwards and finally closed over here, let's say around 51,000. So this is how the price is judged. You can see over here, this is your open, close, high and low. Now this is how it is in the case of a bullish candle. For a bearish candle, there is a slight difference over here. So you can see that in case of a bullish candle, sorry, the price starts with the bottom. So it opens over here and closes on the high. That is why the direction is upwards of the price. In case of the bearish candle, what happens is this is where the price is open and this is the close. That means the price moves from high to low, and in case of this, the price is moving from low to high. The high and the close low would be the same in both. So obviously a high is a high and a low is a low, irrespective whether the trend is bullish or it is bearish over here. For those who may have never heard of bullish and bearish also, it's simply mean bullish is the price is increasing, bearish is the price is decreasing over here. So this is how a basic, very ordinary candle would look like. Now there are various versions of these candles. Now major three types of candles are there, as mentioned earlier: bullish, bearish, and you have neutral candles too. Now let's go and understand and see some examples of each. One of such an example, you can see the names might be a little confusing, and maybe I may not be getting the pronunciation also correct, because many of these names are Japanese, since the candlestick analysis were started by the Japanese. So like this is a Marubozu, then you have a spinning top, you have a hammer, you have an inverted hammer, and you have dojis. Like dojis, there are four kinds: long leg, gravestone, dragonfly, and a 4-point doji. So let's go further down detail and try to check out a few examples individually as well as on a chart. Let's cover the Marubosu. Marubosu candle also is of two types: bullish and bearish. So what you can see over here, in case of bullish Marubosu, you have the open and a close. There are no wicks over here. And in case of a bearish, you can see over here, the open is on top and the close is down. So looks wise, both are identical, the color being different. You can see there is hardly any wick over here. So there will be almost a zero wick over here. Then it is called a Marubos. Now what are the key features of this particular candle? Basically it's a one candle pattern. Now in this series part 1, I would be covering only a one candle pattern. You have two candle patterns, you have three candle patterns, you have different chart patterns too. So in this particular video, I am going to cover only one candle pattern to make the video short. Otherwise the video would become too long. Now, whenever such a candle, made bullish or bearish come, it means it is a dominant candle. What is the meaning of being a dominant candle? That means that if this particular bullish Marubozu comes, there is a very strong buying. That means buyers are more and the sellers are less over here. Likewise, if the bearish Marubozu pops in, you can say that the selling is more than the buy. That means there's more selling pressure than the buyers. As mentioned earlier, it has no wick shadow, or it has a very small wick. Bullish Marubozu keeps the price upward. So whenever this comes, you can expect the price to go further upwards. And in case of a bearish Marubozu, you can expect the price to move down. Now these candles, can be both. It can be a trend reversal or a trend continuation. Now what a reversal or a continuation simply implies is that, like supposing this price is going up. Okay, a trend continuation would be that the next candle which is printed, which develops, also follows the same pattern and the price continues. A trend reversal will be what? That this particular, there is a series of say green candles and red Marubozu pops in. So there is a good possibility that from that point of time, the prices are going to move down. So in that case, that would be a trend reversal. That means the direction of the price changes. That means if it's going positive, it's going to move down. If it's going down, it's going to move on drop. That is a trend reversal. Now let's see both the cases. As I mentioned over here, it can be a trend reversal or a trend continuation. So in the next example, I'm going to show you how it could end up with both. So here you can see, now this is one of the live charts which I have picked up. Now here you can see is an upward trend and you have a bullish Marubozu. Okay, here the trend is continuing over here. Now here you have a bearish Marubozu, you have an upward trend over here. Okay, and there is a trend reversal. So in this case, when it has come, the trend has sort of continued and then of course it has fallen down later. But when the bearish Marubozu has come in over here, after a good uptrend, you can see a trend reversal has taken place. Then the next hammer what we're going to cover, sorry, the next candlestick what we're going to cover is the hammer. Now hammer is basically a bullish candlestick pattern. See, basically the candle looks like a hammer, hence it has got the name hammer. Now one thing to note and which is very important is the color doesn't make any difference. It may be green or it may be red. What it implies is whenever a hammer is there, the trend or the next possible this thing would be bullish. A hammer could be like this with a very short body, small body and a long tail, or it could be a small body, long tail with a very small wick upwards. Again, it's a one candle pattern. Now the significance of this particular candle is very high, or it makes more weightage when it appears at the end of the downtrend. That means in a series of candles, if you can see a hammer in between, it wouldn't make that much of an impact as it would make when it is seen at the bottom of a downtrend. Now the features I've already explained. It is a small body, long wick or a shadow. Color is insignificant, but it represents a bullish trend. Now this can be a trend reversal candle, especially if found at the bottom of the downtrend. Now let's move and try to identify a hammer and the resultant change over here. You can see this is a particular stock which is moving down, the price is moving on top, and then you have a downtrend. So the price from here has been falling, and you have a hammer. You can see there are two, basically you can call both these as a hammer. So you have a red and a green, both these are hammers in fact. So you can see when this has appeared at the bottom of this downtrend, you can see there's a downtrend and it has appeared at the bottom. You can see the prices has moved. So whenever you spot a hammer at the bottom of a trend, you can expect a good movement like you can see over here. Next is the hanging man. Now this is a bearish candle. Looks wise, it looks identical to a hammer. Okay, and there is basically no visual difference between a hanging man and this thing. Hanging man is supposed to be a bearish candle, a hammer a bullish candle. Now again it looks like a hammer identically, but just like a hammer had more weightage at the bottom of a downtrend, the hanging man has more weightage at the top of the uptrend. It's a one candlestick pattern. Again, it has a small body and but a long wick or a shadow that is at the bottom over here. Color is insignificant, just like a regular hammer. but in both the cases this represents a bearish trend. It can be a trend reversal candle, especially found at the top of a uptrend. So basically everything remains the same, just like a hammer, but the difference being that when the hammer when it appears at the bottom, the trend is up, and when this particular, you can call it hammer here just for the sake of understanding, when it appears at the top of a trend, you call it a hanging man, and that represents that the price is most probably going to fall. So let's move ahead and check out the same in a chart. So you can see there is a price movement going on. It's moving upwards. There is a slight sideways movement. The price has moved upwards, and you can see a big clean hammer formation. So you can see it's at the right at the top of the trend. This is almost the highest price, and then you can see a big fall. Sorry, I think I called it a hammer. It's a hanging man. So right at the top, and as I mentioned, the color is insignificant. It could be a red, it could be a green, but if you have this coming right at the top of the trend, expect a trend reversal to take place. The next we have a inverted hammer. So I guess by the very name of the hammer, you've understood. It is just the looks wise is the same. The only thing is, if you keep a hammer upside down, this is what it would probably look like. So that is why it is called a inverted hammer. Now, it looks like a hammer, but it is inverted. Again, it's a one candle pattern, and it again has significance when it appears at the bottom of the downtrend. So what, for supposing you're finding it confusing between the hammer, the hanging man, and the inverted hammer, the hammer as well as the inverted hammer both have significance at the bottom of the downtrend, and the hanging man has significance at the top of the uptrend, sorry. Now again over here, a small body and a big wick, tail over here and a small wick. Color is insignificant, just like a hammer. So in case whenever a hammer pops in, please do not look at the color. The color could be red or green. You just need to look if it's a hammer or an inverted hammer at the bottom of the trend, the prices will be probably going up, and if it's a hanging man at the top of the trend, the prices are going to move down. It can be a trend reversal candle, especially at the bottom of the downtrend. So let's see in a chart. So you see over here, it's not a big downtrend, but it's significant. You can see from here the price is falling. It keeps on falling. So from the top over here, the price has been falling, and here it has moved down right up to here. And from here, then you have an inverted hammer at the bottom of the trend. So after this, you have an inverted hammer coming in over here, and you can see the price moving upwards. Then we have what is called as a spinning top. Now you can see visually it looks like a toy what we have been playing around with, the spinning top, hence the very name spinning top, since it resembles a top. Again, it's a one candle pattern, and here also the color doesn't make any difference over here. Basically this is a indecisive candle. What it simply means that it doesn't give you any idea whether there is a movement would be positive, negative. What you mean by positive is bearish or bullish. So it's like a indecisive candle. So you could probably ignore it, or you could consider it as a weakness. Supposing it's an uptrend and a spinning top comes, you could consider it as a weakness, and you could just be alert. There could possibly be a price change, or it may just continue the trend. Now, how to identify it? It has a very small body and it has two wicks at both the ends which are long enough. The color again doesn't matter over here whether it's bullish or bearish. It can be a trend reversal or trend continuation, as I mentioned, because supposing the trend weakens and you have a spinning top, probably the price change reversal could happen, or it could just just ignore that and the trend could continue. So let's try and identify a spinning top on a chart. You can see this is a trend over here. You have a slight fall, and then you have the price increasing, and then you have two spinning tops coming. Okay, you have a green and red candle, but both are kind of indecisive candles. So like when this has come, it has not given you any indication. You could call it a little kind of this thing. Like you can see a weakness over here. The price was moving up, a little bit of weakness over here. Then you have another candle red, and then kind of a Marubos over here. But this particular candle, if you see, is giving a clear signal. You can see it's a price big drop from here, and this spinning top over here is formed at the bottom of the downtrend, and you can see there is a price reversal. So you can see, it continues. Like these are somewhat like spinning tops only. Here you can see almost multiple here. So you can see the spinning top, these are indecisive over here. It's not giving you any idea, but yes, what you could understand is that the trend has weakened over here. Like you can see the big candles over here. So when you see a spinning top, you could very well be sure that the trend has weakened. Now it may gain momentum, or it may move in the opposite direction. Now then we have what we call it as Doji. These are like similar like your spinning top, but this also could be a continuation or a reversal. Most of the times these are reversal. So Doji you can have like this in a very small body. You can hardly see the color, or maybe like this, a very small body with long wicks, or you may have no color at all. Like this is one of the dojis. This is called a long leg doji. What you can see are just plain wicks. You can see it's like a cross over here. Then the next is a four price doji. What it means is that the open, the close, the low, high, all four has formed at one single place. Then you have a gravestone doji. This looks like a gravestone tomb, hence the name over here. And this is the opposite, the dragonfly over here. So major four kind of dojis are shown over here. So in this particular case, you could see it resembles like a spinning top here, as shown over left over here, and one candle pattern. Basically, you again indecisive candle. So just as I had shown in the previous spinning top scenario, this could be a normal continuation, or it can be a reversal. Again, whenever a doji is there, you can be sure that there is a weakness in the trend. The color here doesn't matter whether it's bullish or bearish. It can be a trend reversal when it appears on the bottom or the top of the trend, or in case of sideways market, it is just like a continuation. So just like how you have a hammer, if the doji comes at the top or the bottom of the downtrend, then it has more weightage. So let's move ahead to the chart and try to check out a few dojis. Now you can see over here the kind of a spinning top over here. The price is moving up, and you have a long leg doji coming. The price is almost the same way over here. Then you have another long leg doji over here. So you can see these are mostly indecisive ones which is there, and as such you cannot pick. Like you can see over here that this is a red candle. You have a doji coming, and it is still following this particular pattern. Basically it's moving sideways over here likewise. So a red followed by a doji and a red again. So the same trend is continuing. Now here you can see a green followed by a doji and a green again. So it's not impacting anything. So this is a indecisive candle in this particular case. Now let's see a doji as mentioned on the top of the trend over here. So you have a fall over here, and the price is rising in a steep rise, and a doji comes right at the top. Now what you can see and what was mentioned earlier is that when a doji comes in at the top or the bottom of the trend, that can be a clear-cut indicator of trend reversal. So just in this case also, you can see after a big bull run, the price reversal has happened and there's a huge drop over here. So this is how a doji and a spinning top could be indecisive, or they could be a signal of trend reversal. So this was part one of the candlestick analysis. I have just covered the single candlestick patterns so that it becomes easy. In the next part, I will be covering the two candles, three candle patterns. So make sure you do not miss that. And if you have liked this particular video, do share it, like the video. If you have something which I could not possibly explain, or something which you would want to, please put your comments in there. Do not forget to turn on the bell notification, and the WhatsApp and Telegram groups. Make sure you are part of the same so that you don't miss any alerts and any future videos. So until then, take care and be safe.